You know that feeling when you look at one of your houseplants and you're just a little frustrated? You can see it's getting taller, but instead of that gorgeous, full, bushy look you imagined, it's just kind of skinny and stretched out. Well, if that's you, you are definitely not alone. It's one of the most common questions plant owners ask, and honestly, it can be super confusing. I mean, you're doing everything right? You're giving it water, it's at a nice spot. So what is going on here? Why is it just reaching for the sky instead of actually filling out? And here's the twist. What looks like just some awkward growth is actually something way more dramatic. Your plant isn't confused, it's not making a mistake, it is literally fighting to stay alive, and it's sending out a very, very clear signal.
Okay, so let's get into this because the science behind it is actually pretty fascinating, and it's surprisingly simple once you see it. We're going to unpack what your plant is really up to.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. If you were stuck in a dark room with just one tiny window way up high, what would you do? You'd stretch, you'd reach, you'd do anything to get to that light. Well, your plant is doing the exact same thing, just in super slow motion. It's a survival instinct, pure and simple. And this whole process actually has a scientific name. It's called etiolation. Now, this isn't a disease or a pest problem, it's a strategy. The plant is putting all of its energy, every last bit of it, into getting taller, hoping that it can break through whatever is blocking it to find the sun. It's basically a desperate search for food. So, how can you spot this at home? Well, there are some classic telltale signs. You'll see those long, leggy stems we've been talking about. The leaves might be way smaller than they should be, or maybe they're a pale, washed-out green. You'll also notice big gaps between the leaves on the stem. And of course, the most obvious one, the whole plant might be leaning hard in one direction, like it's literally pointing to where it wants to be. But here's where the plot thickens a little bit. While not enough light is by far the #1 cause of this, it's not always the only thing going on. There are a few other pieces to this puzzle that can make the problem worse. And this is a really crucial point to understand. Our eyes are incredible. They can adjust to all sorts of lighting conditions. A room that feels perfectly bright and comfortable to you and me, for a plant, that same room can feel like deep, dark shade. It needs a certain intensity of light to photosynthesize and make energy. It can't just get used to it like we can. So besides light, a few other things can encourage this stretching. For one, if you never prune your plant, its natural tendency might just be to keep growing straight up. Also, if its pot is way too big, the plant might spend all its energy growing roots to fill the space instead of growing leaves. And, of course, poor nutrition from the soil can lead to weak, flimsy growth that just can't support itself. Okay, the good news is, now that we've kind of cracked the case and we understand the why, fixing it is actually pretty straightforward. You can absolutely help your plant turn things around and become that lush, bushy friend you always wanted. So, what do? It's a simple 4-step fix. Step 1, and this is the most important, move it to a brighter spot. Or get a grow light. Step 2, don't be afraid to prune it. Snip off that top leggy growth. That sends a signal down to the plant to start growing fuller and branching out. Step 3, rotate the pot every week or so that all sides get a chance to see the sun. And finally, step 4, just be patient. The old stretched out parts won't change, but all the new growth that comes in will be compact, healthy, and beautiful. But here it is, the real takeaway from all of this. This is the final twist in the story. It's all about shifting your perspective on what was really happening in the first place. Just think about it for a second. That leggy growth, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a failure on your part or the plant's part. It was communication. It was your plant sending you the loudest, clearest message it possibly could. Hey, I'm over here. I need more light. You just had to learn how to speak its language. And I just love this way of thinking about it. Your plant wasn't failing to grow. It was succeeding at reaching for what it needed to survive. It's a story of resilience, not a story of imperfection. So the next time you look at any of your plants, don't just see a plant. Ask yourself that question, what are they trying to tell you? Because once you start learning their silent language, a whole new world of connection really starts to open up.